always so excited to have guests in the kitchen, especially when they're good mates. Fellow foodie, MasterChef alumni, housemate, and really awesome wedding dessert chef.
Oh, stop it, Ellie.
If you're super lucky. What have you got for me today, Mimi?
So today I've got a bit of a fusion. It's kind of Asian inspired, a bit of French in there. It's my take on a steak tartare.
How can I help you get started?
Okay, so first of all, maybe I'll get you on the palm sugar.
Yeah,
so
sure.
You can grate up the palm sugar for me, and I'll just finely dice this piece of eye fillet.
And so why wouldn't you use a food processor at that point?
I like my meat finely diced. I don't want it to be mushy and mincy, especially because the texture with the other ingredients goes so nicely and lends itself perfectly to finely diced rather than the mince.
So I would totally 100% support you. Please don't be tempted, even though it might take a little bit more time.
Exactly, yeah.
to use your food processor, because this technique, it makes all the difference in terms of how lovely it is to eat.
And make sure you have a really sharp knife as well. You don't want the blunt sort of haggity steak. While you're grating the ginger, I'm going to get started on the other elements that are going to go into our steak tartare. So I'm just going to chop up these cornichons. Not minced, not grated for the texture of the tartare.
So all of these into the food processor?
All of those into the food processor so they get nice and crumbly.
So is that about right?
So that's perfect. See how there's little almost like fish food flakes of
Yeah,
nori.
that's a great way to describe it.
So cute. And then we're going to pop that back into the bowl.
So that kind of acts as a seasoning as well as a garnish.
Exactly.
What fun.
Yeah. And so to this, we're just going to add some really good quality sea salt flakes. So it's kind of like your final garnish and seasoning over the top of the whole dish.
So into here?
Into there, some sea salt flakes.
A good pinch?
Yeah, a good few pinches. We love our salt.
About there?
Perfect. And then
just toss
you
through?
wouldn't mind getting your hands a bit dirty for that one.
It's sort of glistening as well.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of a sparkle, so I imagine it's going to dance all over the plate there.
It's very beautiful, very easy. It's an impressive little touch you can add to anything.
We love tips like that at home. Okay, so into our dressing. So I'm putting the ginger.
Perfect. Palm sugar, ginger, some garlic, and then we're going to add a few sauces as well to that.
We're not actually adding any heat to anything, but the aromas are incredible. So we've got all of our grated elements in here.
Yes. I'm going to get you to add the tamari. So we're going to add some soy sauce, some rice wine vinegar, and also like a neutral oil. So we've got peanut oil today. While you do that, I am going to chop up the stems of the coriander just as another little added element in our steak tartare mix.
Oh, right. So we're not going to waste any.
No waste here. Absolutely not.
And so I'm just going to stir this until the palm sugar has dissolved.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so we'll save those leaves for the garnish, but this will go into our steak tartare mix. So in this bowl, we're going to put our beef, number one ingredient.
And so you've chosen a cut that doesn't actually have much fat or much sinew.
Exactly.
It's very, very lean.
Yes. When it comes to the sinew, you don't want to eat that raw. It hasn't been broken down. You haven't cooked out the fat, so it's not really a pleasant taste.
So it is really important, the cut of meat that you get for this one.
Yes.
And if you can, talk to your butcher.
Yeah, exactly. They might have a different cut that's perfect for steak tartare on the day. You never know what they've got in stock, so it's always good to talk to your butcher about it. And then in here, we're going to go with all these ingredients.
Oh, so much flavour.
So much flavour, you would not believe it. Then we're going to give this a good mix while you're mixing that. So you can see all of the little textures in there.
And so colourful.
Yeah, exactly.
The contrast between the greens and the pink of the beef flesh, just lovely.
Now we've got to make our little vessels, so we've got to fry off some rice peppers. So we might put these in the fridge to rest a little bit and then come back to this.
Well, I can do that for you while you do that.
Thank you.
So your beef is nicely chilled.
Thank you. So next we're going to add in some toasted sesame seeds and then the dressing just to finish off. So pop them in.
Even more colour, texture.
So much going on this. So I might get you to add a couple of tablespoons in and we'll just see how we go and we'll mix it through. Perfect.
Start with that.
Yeah. I think maybe one more and then we'll be good. Oh, you can just smell it, can't you? Oof. So we'll give this a nice good mix and then we're pretty much ready to plate. Perfect, thanks Ellie. Do you want to do this job?
No, I want to watch you do it. This is a part of the fun. When I've got guests here, I get to learn.
Okay.
I love these. I think that is the most fun way to eat.
It is very fun. They're very delicate though, so you have to do, you know, just be a bit careful. Alternatively, if you're not a careful person, you can always crumble them over the top and then just
like a crouton.
Use a knife and a fork.
Lovely.
Exactly. So we're just gonna put the beef in the middle. Yeah.
So beautiful.
So many beautiful flavours. And also if you love chilli, you can also, chilli goes really nicely in this.
A little bit of warmth in there.
Get a bit more traditional as well and add a bit of Worcestershire sauce. Get back to the French roots. So now we can add, thank you, the fun stuff. So we're going to add some coriander
As if it all
leaves.
hasn't been fun.
It is like a little bit of a party, isn't it? So we'll just pick some coriander leaves and just put them all over.
Really beautiful.
So coriander is one of my favourite herbs. I don't know about you, but I could eat pretty much a salad of it by
Almost
itself.
always got it in the fridge.
Yeah.
And then when my markets, when it's plentiful and in season and abundant, you sort of, a little bunch like this turns into a bunch like that. And I just make all sorts of like green pestos and dips and sauces and freeze them so that in the year when it's lesser available or if it rains heavy or whatever and it prevents it from growing so well,
still got your
I've got coriander backup.
I like it. Then we're going to add over some of these beautiful rice paper crisps.
Love that crack.
So just place them around. Final touches, our nori salt. So this is
pretty.
The fun bit, I think. It's got nice salt in there, so it's a seasoning as well, and also looks beautiful over these white crackers.
Oh yeah, that's so pretty.
So
and this is one of those things at home that took us 2 steps. It's 2 ingredients.
Exactly.
But it just brings this dish to life.
Yeah.
And for a handful of fairly simple techniques, it's mostly been dicing.
Yeah.
Everyone can achieve this at home, but this really fancy French fusion dish.
Bit of an Asian French fusion.
Thank you so much for being here, Mimi.
Thank you so much for having me, Ellie.
I am so excited for everyone at home to give this a try. So the recipe will be on our website.
It is my Japanese fusion tartare.
I can't wait to get stuck in.